It is so delightful to see all of you. Thank you for tuning in today. We have Sharon Kumara back. You want to say hi, Sharon, before we start?
Of course. Hi, Karen. And it's once again an honor and my pleasure to be here again.
I'm going to tell you, this girl, if you did not hear her NDE, the first podcast we made, you got to go listen to it. Just find it on the YouTube channel. It is incredible. And she's the kind that you want to keep coming back to your channel because she's just a wealth of information. So let me tell you a little bit about her and about what she's going to be talking about today, if you've never met her. Sharon has been a conscious out-of-body experience and lucid dreamer since 1999, when she began studying about and inducing out-of-body experiences. Whoa, you induce them? Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, Sharon, to help her connect with her deceased father. She has subsequently documented thousands of OBEs and continues her regular practice of conscious higher dimensional travel. She teaches regular courses on OBEs and lucid dreaming through her academy. Oh boy, I think I see a future class for me. She has remembered how to consciously travel into her multidimensional self ever since 1999, when she began having spontaneous conscious OBEs after the passing of her stepfather. She has been documented over 2,000 soul journeys to date. Mm-hmm. Sharon, is that with other people that you've been training, or that's not all you, is it?
Well, what I mean by soul journeys is where I leave my physical body, and sometimes I'll meet other people when we journey together. Yes.
Yeah. Wow, 2,000? And you can teach us. What's that?
Last time I counted was a couple years ago, where it was around a little over 2,000.
So it's more than that now.
They continue, yes.
And you can teach us how to do that?
I can. We actually already leave our physical senses, leave our physical body. It's kind of a misnomer that we leave our body. We're disengaging from our physical senses. During our dream time, when our body sleeps, our consciousness does not need to sleep. And so our consciousness is doing something depending on what we have going on in our life. And the only trick is to be conscious while we are traveling, while we are communicating with our higher guidance, whatever it is that that our consciousness is doing. And yes, we can remember. It's actually remembering. I can help people remember how to do this on a conscious level.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I am down. I really want to experience this. So I'm just going to let you take it away, and I'll just ask you some questions as we go along, as you talk about out-of-body experiences.
Okay, well, sure. Well, let me start with how and why I became so interested and started remembering how to journey consciously in the upper realms. In the inner realms was because, like my bio says, my stepfather passed, and I was, as I explained in our first video, that I was raised Catholic, and this was the first time I had lost someone close to me, and I needed to know, there was something in my soul that needed to know what happens when we die, leave our physical body. I knew that the Catholic teachings didn't really sit well with me about either heaven or hell or purgatory or something like that. So I'm like, there's got to be something more that makes sense. I just knew it in my soul. So yeah. So my sister gave me George Anderson's book, We Don't Die. And I started reading that. And then I was like blown away. So I'm like, this is what makes sense. If you don't know George Anderson, he's a very famous medium who was extremely popular around the time my stepfather passed in 1998. And he's still around. I believe he's still doing readings. He's amazing. And so, yeah, he was one of the famous ones like John Edward and then James von Prague. So I was reading all those books. And at the same time, as I was remembering that that we really do exist in a higher realm, outside of our body, once our body is gone, I started having what's called sleep paralysis episodes, where I would wake up in the middle of the night and was frozen, just paralyzed, where I was awake, but my body wouldn't move. I tried to scream. It was very scary.
Very frightening.
I couldn't scream. I felt a presence in the room, and I didn't know what it was. I was just remembering.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was asleep up till then. I was a partier and stuff like that.
I remember that. Boomers.
Pardon me?
Boomers.
Oh, boomers. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I actually thought I was dying. I was concerned because I didn't understand what was going on. It was terrifying, and it is terrifying when you don't know what is going on. And come to find out, that is a natural phenomenon for our body to go through once we enter into a sleep state, the REM state or whatever state it is, and for our body to go into a paralysis state so we don't act out our dreams, that type of thing. And what I was doing was waking up during in the transition of my consciousness, either coming back into my physical body or engaging with my physical senses, or disengaging. And that happens a lot with people. Unfortunately, mainstream world it gives it a bad rap and makes it sound really, really scary, or uses it for fear mongering. Unfortunately, there's movies made about it and stuff like that makes it look really scary, and it is scary if you don't know what's going on.
And you said it was really frightful for you that first time without understanding it. Yes.
Yeah, and it was more than once. It was happening on a regular basis. And Dr. Albert Taylor writes a book about it, which he calls Soul Journey, where he was experiencing it as a child. And they took him to the doctors, lots of doctors and things like that, trying to figure out what was going on with him. Yeah. So it's a scary thing when you don't really understand it. And mainstream the mainstream medical community doesn't know anything about it. So hopefully they'll look at it. But there's a lot more information out there on it now. So anyway, as I was going through that frightening experience, I came across an article on the internet. And granted, this is in 1999, where 1998, 1999, my stepfather died in September. And so, in September of 98. And so I came across an article that talked about out-of-body experiences. And I didn't know what those were either. Within the article, it explained what I was going through, sleep paralysis episodes.
Oh, that's how you figured it out.
Well, that's how I understood what was going on. And then I realized, and then it talked about the benefits of conscious out-of-body travel. And one of them was finding your loved ones. Back to my stepdad. I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be a good way for me to know in my heart and soul that he is still viable, he still exists, that type of thing. I was always already talking to him. No, it was later that I was talking to him on a spirit board. But I did have the big desire to know that he still existed. Okay? I felt him the, mediumship books were telling me he still exists, but I, being who I am, a Virgo, like you, I needed my own proof, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I started studying about out of body experiences, and got every book I could find. The classics back then, the masters like Robert Monroe, William Buellman, Robert Peterson, all of those, and got all the gadgets for lucid dreaming and things like that. And I did all the exercises that all the masters talked about. These modern day masters talked about with
Mm-hmm.
being able to leave my physical body in a conscious state, and I did. And it took about 6 weeks for me to be able to do it. I mean, I was a fiend with practicing. I would practice every sleep cycle. When I'd wake up in the middle of the night, I'd do some type of exercise to help me.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
I always want to go back to sleep if I wake up.
Well, yeah, this was 20 something years ago. I was obsessed. And I still am, because I wouldn't say I'm not as obsessed as I used to be, but then I was, and for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Because once we disengage from our physical senses and remember and are able to connect consciously with our multidimensional self, there's no going back. It's
Oh my gosh.
such an amazing experience, and we can travel anywhere, and do anything. That it's so amazing. So
We can travel anywhere.
anywhere,
So not just this physical plane, anywhere.
anywhere.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, we have it all within us to be able to travel anywhere. What we call where. Other planets, other realms, communicate and sit with our guides, sit with our
Wow.
loved ones, fly, swim underwater, don't have to breathe underwater, do anything that our mind can think of. And so anyway, so I was able to get a practice going where I could leave my body and stay out long enough to where I was able to find my dad, which took a few more weeks. The key to conscious out of body travel is focus, is staying out long enough in order to experience something, to enjoy the experience. And I found that in working with it, that a normal out of body experience, and that's kind of a misnomer, because we're really going within. We're going within our soul, and we're going within the multidimensional reality. A normal classic out of body experience lasts from a couple seconds to, at the most, maybe 5 minutes if we're lucky. And 5 minutes,
that's not very long.
no, because we're not real good at focus. Because if we don't have focus, then we're brought right back into our physical body. Or we go into a dream state.
How does one have focus?
Practice. Just like meditation.
All right. So, but when you leave, can you do more than 5 minutes, since you've been doing this for so long?
I have, yes. I've been out an hour before many times. And when I come back, it takes a little while for me to acclimate to this realm, because I've been disengaged, I guess, from my physical realm so long. Yeah, you'll find you have other lives there. You're doing other things. You have families, lots of, because we exist in a multidimensional reality. So our soul has different aspects of us in other realities that are have a life.
So to me, you're talking about parallel universes.
Parallel, but also parallel would, when I think of parallel, I think of in the same reality, same dimension as this. But yes, we can access those. But I find that I enjoy accessing higher frequency realities, where I am doing whatever, have a mission, have a family, doing things very differently, and time is moving quicker in those realities. So it may seem like I'm there for a couple years living out this life when I'm gone maybe 20, 30 minutes or an hour or something like that.
Sharon, this is just incredible.
It is.
It is incredible. I didn't know we could do these types of things at all.
Yes. We have the ability to do this, and we used to do it. The humanity used to do it before we became so modernized. I mean, there's a lot of people that do it for sure on a conscious level. And it's just a matter of remembering how.
And you teach that.
I do.
Is that a one-on-one, or is that in a class setting?
It's in a class setting on Zoom. Mm-hmm.
When's your next one?
It's in December.
Okay.
So
I need to get into that class.
It's a month-long course. So it's so there's a lot of support during that month. Like I say, it took me about 6 weeks. It takes a lot of dedication and focus, which I had, and that's with everything, right?
It is. If you're going to become proficient, it's going to take some time.
Right. And dedication.
And dedication. Well, I do trance mediumship, and I do that every day. And you have to be dedicated, or you're not going to grow that part of you.
Right. Totally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, tell us some of the things you've experienced.
Sure.
Gosh.
Well, it started out with me wanting to find my dad, and I did. Mm-hmm. And I left my body. I was outdoors somewhere, and so sometimes you just end up somewhere. I'd call them reality shifts, and you're conscious, just as real as here, even more real, because our senses are more acute in the higher realms or inner realms. And so I ended up in, it looked like a city, industrial city, or I shouldn't say industrial, but like a downtown area, it looked like buildings around and stuff like that. And I'm just standing there looking around. And then I see my dad come out from behind a building, and he's wearing a yellow zoot suit, which I'm sure you know what a zoot suit is. He was born in the 20s, and he had the hat on and everything.
Oh, wow. Sounds like you went back in time.
Well, he was just playing with me. He was a big jokester. Yeah. And so he came around, and there wasn't any conversation except for,
sorry, it got a real big chill.
Yes. Yeah. Except for we told each other that we love each other. I said, I love you. He said, I love you. And then I was brought back. If we get really emotional in an out-of-body experience, or really excited or something like that, where the emotion takes over, you can be brought back right away. So it's good. Yeah.
That's me. I get really excited, so I'm going to be thrown back. I've got
and with practice, you learn to keep your excitement in check, or just kind of be neutral.
It's right? Really hard for me. Okay.
Well, yeah, for humans it is, for all of us, especially something exciting like that. So my first experience, I was able to leave my body, and I was standing next to my bed, and I thought, first of all, that I had got up physically, and I realized, oh, wait a minute, I am actually out of body.
Oh.
And I got so excited that I was brought right back to my body.
But were you paralyzed still with that one too?
No, I had learned to work with the sleep paralysis state, and which is the jumping off point. I learned that the paralysis state is the jumping off point, where as long as you just stay calm, because you're going to feel vibrations and things like that, as long as you just stay calm, then you can disengage from your physical senses, or you can sit up and just leave your physical body there. Yeah. I did have.
That's what they show in the movies, sitting up and leaving, but usually you're dying when they do that.
Oh, well, you are kind of dying.
Well, that's not a good selling point, Sharon. You're dying, but you're going to come back. We
Well,
promise.
yeah, there's a lot of gurus that say every night we die from our physical reality, right? Because we're actually moving into the higher realms like we would do when we die, when we do actually leave our physical body finally.
Wow.
Yeah.
You blow my mind every time I talk to you. You blow my mind. You really do. Okay. So tell us. Okay, so you saw your father. Can you? Well, I'm going to let you carry the conversation.
Okay, well, I can just share a lot of good things that I think were. Oh, I do want to talk about fear too, because that's a big thing.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and so yeah, I found my dad, and then I found him a couple times, or he found me, whatever, who knows. And then after that, I was so hooked. I'm like, okay, well, Dad's good. Uh, I just want to explore, because it was so much. It feels so good to be leaving your physical body, your physical senses, because you're free. You can fly, you can float. There's
Oh.
We don't even have the worries of this world or anything like that, if we have any. People who have um, a disease or anything like that, or paralyzed, maybe in a wheelchair, they can, or blind, they have all those senses back once we
Oh, that's
leave our physical body. Yeah.
beautiful. Beautiful.
And one experience that was very profound for me when I first started uh, practicing was when I would leave my body. All the masters said to start kind of slow, exploring your area in your
Mm-hmm.
room. But I found that if I spent too much time in my room, that I was brought right back. There's some kind of magnetic pull that brings you back. So I would leave my room as much as possible and explore in my house and that type of thing.
Okay.
In one experience where I was moving away from my physical body in the bed, I something told me to turn around and look at the bed. So I did, of course, and I saw a body. Let me correct myself. I saw a body in the physical bed, and she had blonde hair. She had blankets up to here, and I thought to myself, who is that sleeping in my bed? Like Goldilocks kind of thing. Who is that sleeping in my bed? And whoops, sorry. And and I realized that's my body.
That was your body. Does
But
it
that
look?
body,
Does it
but that
look
body.
differently?
Well, wait, just one second. I want to. This was so profound. I realized that body is not me. My thought was,
Oh,
that's just a bag of bones.
what,
That's all
what
I
an
thought.
awakening!
That this light, this energy, and you can
Mm-hmm.
see yourself in a astral body, a non-physical body,
Mm-hmm.
and you look a lot better. I'll say that we look a lot better. You know, um, and
But
so
do you have your physicality? Can you see your features? When you're out of your body, or are you more energy based?
well, it depends. Everyone's different. It's what we have going on in our thoughts.
Okay.
I've seen myself many times by looking in a mirror or looking down, because we can't see our face. I can't see my face because we're
But you,
here.
yeah.
So I'll
Mhm.
look down, and sometimes I'll ask a mirror to appear in front of me, or it will be there, and I'll see myself. I always look younger and thinner.
I gotta go. um,
Yeah.
do you ever, when you're doing your out of body, um, are you always female because you're female now, or do you change your
Um,
sex?
no, I've had many experience where I am in the body, like a different avatar, a male. I remember one where it was very profound for me. Just reality shifted into, I assumed this was a male, felt like a male, but I looked down and I was wearing these big black boots, and I was shooting a EMP rifle, a pulse rifle, and I knew that we were on a ship or something like that, or maybe underground, where I was part of And this isn't dreamlike. This is real,
You feel it.
physical reality.
Wow.
And we were taking out, the group I was with were taking out these little bots, little robot things. And I looked down at my feet, and I was wearing what I believe were gravity boots. When I explained them to someone one time, he goes, "Those are gravity boots." And I tripped, and I looked down, and I was wearing these huge, big black boots that were kind of dirty and scuffed up, that kind of thing. So I know that I have been part of, and now maybe even now, part of some kind of a secret space program kind of thing. Those memories started coming to me after my NDE, which is a whole other topic. Okay. But
so is that futuristic, what you saw, or happening now while you're here, or can you tell?
I don't know. It felt like it was another reality that I was perhaps shown in reality, by meaning, I mean, there is no time anyway in the higher realms. Everything's happening at the same time, which is a difficult concept for us. But I believe that I was seeing through one of my guide partners in the higher planes, seeing through his eyes.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was holding that gun with like one arm, and it was a big gun.
Are you the Terminator?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I believe I might have been male. I don't know. And I could hear the pulse when I would pull the trigger. I could feel it. I knew when to shoot. And I was saying, I'll get the blue one. Somebody else and we had headsets on. I'll get the red one, that kind of thing. And we were a group of some kind of soldiers or something, mercenaries. I don't know.
But now, before you do the out of body, can you try to plan what you want to do? Because I knew you wanted to meet your father, or
Yes.
are you just at first you just go wherever you go?
No, it helps to have intention. It helps tremendously. And I also want to share back to what you asked me, if I'm always myself. I've seen myself many, many times in the body of a non-human. I've been an extraterrestrial. I've been in the body of an extraterrestrial many times. Plus, I went to my water world many times as well during my out-of-body travels. Have gone there. And so, yes, you can show up your consciousness shows up, or you travel to where you have a different avatar body.
Didn't this just change your whole perception on our world when this started happening to you?
Yes.
Really, how minuscule this life was.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, I see it as just another addition to our soul's experience. We're experiencing everything there is to experience through, sources experiencing through us. And so we're just able to tap into a different soul experience. And that's what I feel like I'm doing. I mean, no one can tell me different. And so this is just another one of those experiences, this life here. There might be, oh, I just had this thought, Karen, while you're asking me these questions. These are awesome questions. There might be another part of my soul that is traveling, consciously in the out of body state or meditative state or something, that comes here and observes my life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Why not?
Is things like this, when I hear these kinds of things, that all the stuff that brings us down here, it's so insignificant. It is so insignificant. Not that I'm minimizing anyone's pain or suffering, but there's just so much more we don't know about too.
Oh, totally. Yeah. There's a book called, it's by Barbara Marciniak, where she wrote a channeled book from Pleiadians. Shoot, the name escapes me. It was written in the 80s. And the Pleiadians told her that one day we are all going to have the capability again to tap into our multidimensional selves and not drive us crazy.
Wonderful. That would really be wonderful to do that.
Mm-hmm.
When you're starting the process of leaving your body, do you feel sensations? And when you come back, does your body feel sensations? I know that you were paralyzed, but that doesn't happen to you. That was just frightening the first time, or I imagine. But because, like, when I go into trance, I can feel, the shift inside me. And I'm wondering if you feel anything.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. And the sleep paralysis can be scary. I mean, even now, sometimes I might wake up in it and forget. Oh, not very often, but if something's going on in my frequency, my day-to-day life, and my frequency can't handle the shift, you know what I mean? Because we're shifting into a higher frequency.
Right.
And so, yes, it can be jaunting or jarring for sure. It can feel like a freight train is coming through your head. You can feel your heart beating. What it is you're shifting.
Shivers.
You're remembering. You're shifting from this frequency into another frequency.
Is that what's happening?
Yes, our consciousness.
Wow.
Our senses are shifting.
And I'm really freezing right now too.
Yeah, we're shifting from here, what we see and feel, all our senses here, into another body, like our astral body, or second. I call it my second body. Robert Monroe calls it that, and where we are observing, experiencing the world around us through another frequency, another body.
I'm looking into the camera, but my gaze keeps dropping down to the title of my channel, Inner Realms, Outer Journeys. It's just really appropriate for our conversation today.
Yeah.
I want to tell you a story, and I want you to tell me if I was having an out-of-body experience. I had gone to bed with my husband, tucked my children in, and I told my daughter, she had an overnight little friend, and I shouldn't have said this, but I said, whatever you do, I don't care if you stay up late, I don't care what you watch, but do not watch something wicked this way comes. I think it's a Disney movie, but it will scare the bejesus out of you. And so what did they do? They watched that movie. And so they came and stood by my bed. They looked like little alien Martians. And it felt like I was just slammed back into my body. It was so jarring. And then I woke up and saw them there. Was I traveling around?
I would say yes. Yeah. And they brought you back to your body. That'll happen when we're traveling. That something, maybe your partner, because I sleep with a partner now, and will move in the bed, or your animal. My dog was doing that a lot. My dog used to travel with me too. But yes, you totally were out. That sounds like it to me, for sure. Sounds like you know that.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh, Sharon. Okay. I interrupted. Tell us more. And what else do we need to know about this?
Okay.
I think your class is going to be packed.
Yeah, good. I hope so. The more people who know about this, the more we will see our world and our life in another perspective, for sure. And because it's probably one of the best things we can do for our soul growth. Remembering who and what we really are. Yeah. That this is, like you said, this is just one part of our soul this lifetime. We are a soul aspect. Our soul is huge. We have an oversoul. It's huge. And so we're doing all kinds of fun things. So I do want to talk a little bit about fear, though. Okay. And that's the main thing that keeps us from exploring is our fears, programmed fears. Like I said, I was raised Catholic, and so there's a lot of religious beliefs that this type of thing, travel, exploring our soul, is not good for us, that we can come across demons and things like that. I've never come across a demon. I'll say that. I've never come across anything like that. So yeah, there's a lot of fears in that, incubus, succubus, that goes along with the sleep paralysis. Lies. And it can feel like somebody's sitting on your chest, because you're feeling the pressure of leaving your physical body or coming back in, because you came back in, right? When you were slammed into your
slammed in.
Right. So your consciousness is coming back in. And if it's jarring, if there's something that all of a sudden brings you back, just like a near-death experience, then you feel like you're slammed into your physical body. Yeah, definitely. So things like that can be scary. But when we realize that we're not doing anything that is harmful, there's nothing in the out-of-body state, in the inner realms, that can hurt us. We don't have any pain in the inner dream state. You really don't feel any pain unless you tell yourself that you feel pain. But we don't have to feel pain, that kind of thing. And whenever I would come across something that was a little bit frightening for me, which wasn't that often, you just bring yourself back to your body. All you have to do is think about your body and your back.
And your back.
Yeah.
Not getting slammed in, though.
No. And it's normally our fears that show up for us in the outer body state, because the higher realms or inner realms are more thought responsive than here. So whatever fears we have can show up. So it's really good to work on your fears, and that's part of the process here and there, if you come across it. But education is always helpful. And yeah.
Well, I'm thinking, as a psychic medium, I'm sure you hear the same questions. Is so and so near me? Can you tell me who my guides are? What is my journey in my life? You can find those answers for yourself through doing this too.
Oh, sure.
You can sit there and talk to your guides.
Sure. I talk to mine all the time. Yeah. And I've been in the Akashic records many times. In the out-of-body state. What?
I heard you had to have permission to enter the Akashic records.
To view your own records?
To enter the hall, yes. And to view, yeah.
I haven't heard that.
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard that. I mean, I've gone many times and teach a class on it, but
God,
maybe just intention might be all it is. Maybe that's what whoever said that means, is traveling there. But I've been there many times without making that intention, like in my dream state or something, while I'm standing in this huge room with library with, I can't even see where the books go. They're so high, that type of thing. And I've gone many times to just go, because we all have a guide that meets us there. Okay. Everyone does. Yeah. Mine is a huge extraterrestrial manted being. He's white, and he has the most regal and ancient energy around him, and the kindest soul. And so he meets me when I go there.
Do you just feel encompassed in love
when I go there?
Yeah. And just doing these out-of-body experiences.
Yes, there's always a guide with you. Usually you can see them when you turn around. There's always someone there, a higher part of you, a guide. Yeah. You're never alone. We're never alone, not even here. When you reach the inner realms, where the flowers are singing and the trees and the leaves are sparkling and talking to you. And I've heard myself singing and I'm like, whoa, that's me. Yeah. I mean,
You sound good.
I sound angelic. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah. So the further inward we go, further high, a higher frequency we go, things, our reality is just so much more beautiful. And uh, temples, we can go into temples and things like that. Yeah, there's just so much.
Sharon, it just sounds fabulous. It seriously does. Um, I need to tell you something after the program. Just remind me that. Wow. Well, we're going to have to wind it down, but oh, geez. Did we hit all the points you wanted to talk about? Because
Well, I didn't. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, it's just fascinating and incredible. And I think we can all do this and experience it too.
Yes, we do it anyway. It's just a matter of doing it consciously.
Yes. And remembering too.
Remembering. That's how you do it. When you bring it back to remember, because that's the hardest thing to do is remember, just like with dreams. And some tips here. Start writing down, the best way to start remembering your travels is to write your dreams down. It doesn't matter what it is, just write anything down, a feeling, anything. And when you wake up, like in your sleep cycles, don't move. Just think about where you were, what you were doing, what was the communication, how you felt, that type of thing. And then, maybe just write down little bits and pieces, and then you'll have more and more, and then you'll start to become more conscious in that. And then lucid dreaming, which is different than out of body experience, it's when you become lucid, become conscious in a dream, which is your dream, your consciousness projecting, whatever's going around because of your communication from your higher self, your higher guidance. And so that's, I can't think of the word, but in an out of body experience, it's normally objective, where you are interacting with a agreed upon reality with other soul aspects. Whereas lucid dreaming is you are interacting with your dream world, which is fine too. You can create anything you want. It's a little bit harder to change an objective reality, a belief system territory, or objective reality in an out of body experience. But you can definitely create your own reality in a when you're in a out of body experience or a dream state, because the further you go, the less concrete the reality is, if that makes sense.
Okay. I imagine that our guides and whoever accompanies us helps us take those little baby steps too.
Sure.
So we get the comfort level. I know I just started, I put a pad by my bed with a pen so I could write down my dreams when I wake up.
Good.
Because you forget them. You
Right.
think, oh, I'm going to remember that morning. You forget them. And so I started doing that. And then when I started getting out of bed, I would put it in a voice recorder too. And then I would have a little book that I keep track of all my dreams now, because they're so easy to forget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah, because right away we start thinking about the outer world and not the inner world. And when we think about the outer world, the portal closes, because I have many, many experiences where I'm coming back from a travel, traveling somewhere or something, and I can see everything so clearly. I'm still there. My consciousness is still there. And I see the portal start to close as I become engaged in my physical body again. Yeah. So what happens is the portal closes, and then if we don't write something down, or we don't bring our attention back or focus back to the experience, it just goes away.
Wow. Okay. You guys, you need to look at her website. I'm not kidding. It's like she had an NDE and her whole existence changed just from that NDE. I'm not kidding. And watch the video that we had previous on her NDE. It's incredible. I've never heard of an NDE the one she experienced.
Oh.
So Sharon's going to come on again. And I said, hey, we got to talk about aliens, and we got to talk about was it something about the human consciousness or something? So, you're a fan favorite for me. And
well, thank you.
We need to meet sometime. Seriously, we do.
I know we live too close to each other.
I know she's just down a few towns. So anyway, Sharon, I thank you very much for coming on, and we will chat later. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. I just feel so blessed. It's like you had this little epiphany, and your whole reality changed in so many ways. You didn't stop at just being a psychic medium. You kept learning and learning and growing and growing. It's incredible.
Yeah, I had no choice. Your soul says this is what you're doing. That's why you came back. Or actually, it's before I came back. I mean, before my NDE, but your soul, your soul is in charge.
Yeah. We have plans for you.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank you, Karen. It's a pleasure as always.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.